So, the long walk.
The long walk.
Ooh, man. Great start there. I was going to say like it was brutal, but I'm like...
Welcome to Fresh Out. I'm Cude.
I'm JC.
And we're fresh out of the long walk.
It's kind of good to make it long. The Long Walk brings to life Stephen King's first novel, a dystopian horror where 50 young men volunteer to see who has the will to walk the longest or die trying. So, The Long Walk.
The long walk.
Oh my God. Hey, honestly, that's pretty much the synopsis of this movie. It's
And
pretty
the
brutal.
review.
Yeah, oh, man.
All in one. No. So basically that is the synopsis of this movie. This movie is about people walking, and whoever is the last walking doesn't get murdered.
Yeah.
Brutally.
Yeah. So it's based on Stephen King's first novel, actually unpublished, right? So if you look it up, I'm sure it'll say like Carrie, right? Yeah. But this is Stephen King's actual first work,
yeah, this is his first personal joint. And he actually did it under a pseudonym too. He wasn't even... It was like something Broward or something like that. So it wasn't even under his name. He did it under a fake name. And so that makes this movie kind of interesting because you're like, wow, if this was the first idea that he came up with, it's pretty cool. So it's about a post-apocalyptic America. Maybe there was a civil war or something.
20th century.
Yeah, this is a parallel universe.
Yes, exactly.
America.
It's like an alternate universe, right?
So it's somewhere in the 1900s. It looks like it's in like the 1960s. Everybody's wearing Converse All-Stars.
Yes.
And it just,
I know.
And just how they're dressed and how they're talking just sounds like the 60s or the 70s.
The accent, like, yeah, the way.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so basically there's a voluntary lottery that goes on every year where there's a young man from every state. So you got 50 young men and they are chosen from every state to do a walk where basically if you fall underneath 3 miles per hour walking, you have like three
warnings.
Yeah, you got three warnings and then they murk you.
Yeah, this is honestly like a cinematic depiction of survival of the fittest, right?
Yeah.
We're walking to survive, we're walking to thrive, right? Because the winner does get a substantial cash money.
And so I guess the world is so screwed up in this universe that people voluntarily sign up for this. Dude, when I didn't think about them not ever stopping.
Yeah.
I didn't think about them not taking a lunch break or taking a bathroom break every, 20 miles or something like that.
It's crazy.
There is no stop. So if you have to use the bathroom, you use it walking. Man.
Yeah.
And you have to stay faster than 3 miles an hour.
And
if you eat, you're eating walking.
Any scenario that you can imagine that you're going to have throughout the day, just imagine you're doing it walking.
And that happens to multiple people.
And they show that.
Yeah, that happens to multiple people. So, not to spoil anything, but they walk a lot longer than you expect them to walk.
Oh, yeah. And also, right, we did a little research. Just the cast themselves, I think, walked over 300 miles.
Yes.
Which is insane. And think about also the people behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
Cast and crew. Those people are
shout
walking
out to
too.
them, dude.
Shout out to them, the unsung heroes in this.
Having to carry all that stuff and all that.
Seriously.
And so this movie is about like, it kind of feels like a war movie. It kind of feels like a Vietnam War movie in the beginning because everybody's like meeting for the first time and they're all like, okay, yeah, we're gonna be friends and all this stuff.
All different backgrounds, all different perspectives.
You have like the nerd, you have the cool guy, you have the guy who doesn't talk to anybody, you have the guy who wants to be friendly with everybody. You have all the different archetypes of a Vietnam War movie.
Absolutely.
And that's what this feels like in the beginning because they're literally going to war, but it's not even to war against outside forces. It's to war against themselves.
Yeah.
And that really doesn't start kicking in until the first couple of people get plugged. And then you're just like, whoa, okay, so there can be only one winner out of these 50. Yeah. So, like, do I really want to be friends with these guys? Or
I think that's
a weird camaraderie.
Absolutely. I think that's really what they're struggling with throughout the entire film. And a lot of characters you see kind of flipping back and forth to be like, I'm in this for myself. I need to win. And then as people start, it starts dying down, you're like, I'm lonely. I'm so lonely.
Oh, yeah.
I need somebody, right? And you see this.
And this the delirium of walking and not sleeping.
Sometimes people are helping people out. Sometimes people are trying to
it's weird.
Not help them out, right?
Yeah.
Try to like egg them on because they're tired and they're like, let's see if I can crack this guy.
And while I don't remember the character names of the movie, I do remember the actors' names.
Yes.
And so they all did a really good job. Philip Seymour Hoffman's son was
Cooper Hoffman. Yeah, I think he's honestly one of the leads. I mean, everybody's the lead in this.
He's the all-American. He's like the favorite to win. He's like, for some reason, he's the one that America wants to win.
And you also have to remember,
they make that point multiple times that America wants him to win.
They do, and also you have to remember that it's a live broadcast, right?
Yeah.
So the entire time, every decision you're making, you have to I think a lot of people are watching everything you do while you're walking, and I think some criticisms I've seen where it's like, this isn't realistic. You wouldn't be nice to the person you're trying to outwalk them. It's like, you're being televised, dude. Like America's gonna hate you, and
and I think they have such a there are some characters where they have such a acceptance of what it is. Like David Johnson, the dude from Alien Romulus. He does a really good job in this.
He's fantastic in this.
His character literally just accepts the walk, just accepts like, this is a part of it. We got nothing. I got nothing back home. We have to do this to get ahead. And then you had like comic reliefs like the Asian dude.
Oh yeah, Ben Wang. Wang, he was a Karate Kid Legends star,
Legends,
right?
Yeah.
That
he was like the comedy. He was the comedy relief.
Comic relief. We need that.
And then we had like a character that was motivational. I think he was Christian. He was religious. He was motivational. He was the African dude. Tut. Nayuit.
Yeah, Nayuit. Okay, there we go.
So those are the like the four main characters, and then you have Mark Hamill is actually the drill sergeant guy or whatever. He's the colonel. It's like a weird character.
It's such a weird character, but it's so interesting to see Mark Hamill like this because it's serious and it's dramatic, but it also sometimes is comedic.
Yeah, it's over the top.
It's so over the top that every time you see him,
he's just like super like, if you've ever been around somebody who's like super patriotic and you're just kind of like weirded out by it.
That's what it is. It's uncomfortably patriotic.
Uncomfortably patriotic, dude.
Yeah.
So everybody, all the acting is great. All the characters do a great job.
Yeah.
And like the thing that I think that this movie is going to keep people from watching though is the brutality of it.
Oh my gosh.
There are going to be people that are going to miss out on a really great movie because they're going to hear how brutal it is, or they're going to see the first couple of things happen and they're going to be like, well, this might not be my type of movie or whatever, because it is super brutal.
It's a Stephen King based film, right? So obviously, if you've seen any of those films, read any of the novels.
But see, those are like horror. This isn't horror. This is like...
That's true. That's true. But it's almost like they overcompensate because it's not horror to be like, hey, we're never going to shy away from any uncomfortable moment. Like, if anything, it zooms in on all of the different messed up ways that people start to fall out of line, whether it's by them rebelling or by them just cramping. Like, you see every different variation of what the worst possible scenario could be to the people who you think are the strongest and the weakest. And it's really,
there's one dude that just like is walking wrong and he breaks his ankle and then he's like walking for miles.
I'm sure if you watch the trailer, you see
broken ankle, and I'm just like, how do you walk wrong and do that?
Oh.
That's like you walking up a stairs injury or something, you know what I mean? Like, bro, you're just bro, you shouldn't even signed up.
There's certain injuries where you're like, how? Like, oh man. I mean, it's Walk to Survive though. Like, so how? if you don't want to die, then keep walking.
And so once we get through the movie and then once we get to the end is cool. The end is cool. Now that I know how the ending happens in the book,
yes,
I'm wondering, should they have changed it from the book? Or
just to give a little bit, this isn't a spoiler necessarily, but we will just say that it does slightly change the ending. If you did read the Stephen King novel, it's not entirely the same.
I kind of didn't understand why one of the characters made the decision they did, because they made it a point the whole movie to say, like, I don't have nothing back home.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, while there were other people in the group that had like a wife back home or had things going, had a good job or had things going. This character literally made it known from the middle of the movie that I don't got nothing. And then it's a weird, So it's like, who's going to be the savior?
Exactly.
Who's going to be the savior?
Yes.
And it's kind of like, is it a pride thing? Is it I don't know. I don't know why it ended like it did or whatever.
Yeah.
Or the choices that the last couple of characters made.
Yeah.
I don't understand their motivations for that. But overall, like, I think this movie was pretty good.
It's a bit of an abstract ending, but so is the novel, right? At the very end, it leaves you kind of open. It leaves it open to interpretation to say, like, what's the aftermath? What really happened?
Yeah.
Where do we go from here?
Yeah, you can kind of like imagine your own ending.
Yes, exactly.
Not to spoil it, but it is definitely open-ended. It doesn't.
I don't think that's.
It doesn't show like a conclusion where it's like this.
Yeah, I think it threw people off, where everybody, like, it kind of just ends, and you're like, oh. Okay.
Yeah.
But not necessarily in a bad way.
It ended somberly.
There we go.
It was a somber ending for you to contemplate what's going on in America right now, or what could be going on in the future.
Yeah.
You know, it gives you time to think about what's going on. And so, what do you think? What do you think about what do we?
So I think it's time to score it.
Yeah, let's do it.
You want me to kick it off?
Yeah, you go ahead and go first.
So, man, I enjoyed this a lot. I think the acting is really what just continued to keep me in there. Whether it was kind of I won't even say antagonist, because it's like everybody is just stressed and sleep deprived and hungry, and it's just the personalities,
especially the two main characters. Cooper Hoffman's character and David Johnson's
character, right?
Yeah.
Is the camaraderie, it's the pain, it's the heart of this film. And I think that is really what makes it such a strong film, because out of this kind of novel, the short story, I don't think there was, in some people's opinion, much to pull. And I feel like they actually did a great job of really just pulling the most out of this. So that said, we go whole numbers. It's high, but I'm going 8. It was a high 8, almost a 9 for me, but I'm going 8. Just because the acting was great. I think the story was great. And I have not read the Stephen King novel, but the ending, I liked the ending. I liked what they did with it.
Yeah, this movie was well done. Like, if you can stomach the death scenes, because there's not 50 death scenes. It doesn't show everybody die or anything, but like there are enough to make you feel bad.
20 ones. I'm like,
but this movie is pretty good, so I'm gonna give it an 8 too.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
This movie was good. You should definitely go see it in theaters. You probably got a couple more weeks in theaters.
Yeah, I think it'll stick around, and then...
Yeah, and then streaming on HBO Max. Stephen King's on a run, though. Stephen King, I feel like everything that's coming out in the last couple of years has been based on Stephen King stuff. Dude.
Well, right? Like, not
TV
even necessarily horror.
And
at least the ones I can think of. The Life of Chuck, which was kind of slept on, right?
Yeah.
I feel like people didn't really know, but it's highly rated.
That was Stephen King.
The Monkey. That one was kind of a love it or hate it.
That was comedy.
I liked it.
That was a comedy.
Cude wasn't such a fan, but I understand why. I think most people were like, what's going on here? And then The Running Man coming up with Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
That's also Stephen King. So I don't know what's going on, but
Salem's Lot.
Oh, yeah, the HBO. Yeah. I didn't see that, but
Stephen King must have signed with a new company, and then it was just like,
they're like, here, take the library.
Make everything. What they need to make is a Dark Tower series.
Ooh,
the movie with Matthew McConaughey and Idris Elba. No.
We need to get a little.
They need to do a Dark
refresh.
Tower series on Amazon Prime and make it like a 5-season thing, and then do it properly. And that will be Stephen King's Lord of the Rings. If it's done properly. If it's done properly.
Yeah.
So So check this movie out in theaters.
Check it out.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, please.
Review.
Come on.
Yeah, help us out, dude.
Help us out.
And so thanks for watching. I'm Cude.
I'm JC.
And we'll catch you next time.
See you next time.
On Fresh Out.
Fresh Out.
Peace.